Hi there, orthodontists. Don't leave your financial future in the hands of Gail in reception. I chose Gail because it's a really weird name, but I use it for a reason. If you're going to run paid ads and you're going to get some traction using paid ads, those ads that turn into leads need to be responded to. And what I've found from doing this for quite a long time and listening to lots and lots of calls is there tends to be a couple of types of people in a reception area, and it's their job to answer the phone and to respond to these leads. And to be honest, a lot of people that do that job, some do it very well, some do it very badly. I've chosen Gail as an example of somebody who does it very badly. As you can see, lots of unanswered phones, unanswered emails, things like that. And then Kelly would be our example of someone doing things right. But the reason I say this is because you're sending leads to a general phone number, you're sending leads to a general email. They may not be the best places to do that. And it's the people that work in those areas could be the bottleneck. And really, I've Googled a list of responsibilities from a receptionist, and you can see them all here: greeting visitors, managing appointments, handling queries and complaints via phone, email and general correspondence, transferring calls, taking and ensuring messages are passed to the appropriate staff member, receiving, sorting, distributing and dispatching emails, managing practice inventory such as medical supplies, stationery equipment, overseeing office services like contractors, cleaners, maintenance, service providers, assisting the HR team with recruitment, onboarding, etc., and maintaining safety and standard, all that sort of stuff. There's probably a load more things like that. And in our example of Gail, she's probably doing these things in an okay way. And then there's someone like the Kelly in this example that's probably doing these things and 20 other things you don't know because she's so very good at her job. But the one thing they have in common is the phone is not always the priority. Email is not always the priority. And listening to lots and lots and lots of calls, because we track these calls. I've even watched quite a few videos of reception areas, and it's the same kind of thing, the same kind of story. These things aren't a priority, and they should be, because if you're working with someone providing leads like myself, we're using Google ads or Facebook ads or YouTube ads, and they have a cost. So these leads do cost money, and it costs money to generate them. They could be $60, $70, $100 per lead, and they really should be jumped on, because each one of those leads is a potential $4,000, $5,000 treatment. And add to that the potential lifetime value of that customer. They are very, very good leads. And also so are your other calls and your other emails that are going to bring in new business. But the problem is that I'm seeing is lots of issues for things for people in the office to find other things to be doing. So calls and emails are not often a priority. They should be. I get there is other stuff, but this is the problem with having reception people handling these calls. They've got lots of other stuff to do, and ideally in a perfect world, we're not in a perfect world, I get that, they shouldn't be doing those things. They should just be doing this, ideally. A couple of cases I found that, and the orthodontist, the owner of the practice, didn't know this, but his answer machine was left on all day, and so the reception staff did get back to those calls, but those calls had moved on. The people that were leads didn't get an answer, so they looked again on Google and found someone else. So, waste of time. I think the message was, "Hi, sorry we can't take your call. We're either at lunch or in a meeting." And I did some test calls. I phoned them at 9 in the morning. It's not really an appropriate message, but the answer machine shouldn't be on. Very, very, very odd. Out of business hours, that's when the answer machine goes on. Shouldn't be off for lunch. And the other one, emails are not replied to if the person that normally responds to emails is on holiday or vacation, as you say in the US, or off sick. And the standard thing is people doing other things or trying to look busy doing other things, and that happens, of course. And the other one that I found when I did some test calls was on a Friday, if I wanted to become a new customer, they told me to ring back on Monday. Because I get becoming a new customer involves, it's quite an in-depth onboarding process. I get that. But yes, so the people like Gail are trying not to do a lot of work, and the people like Kelly have got too much work. But in both instances, the phone and the email is not the priority. And I'm not saying this because I want you to make my leads a priority. Every phone call and every email is a potential sale. And if you're doing other stuff that isn't to do with sales, then there's a big difficulty there. But reception staff, this is my whole point of the video, the reception shouldn't really be answering the phone, and they shouldn't really be responding to emails. They should be doing either other stuff, or there should be someone dedicated. And this brings me to my last slide. So easy solutions. Have a dedicated email address just for leads, so someone knows it's going to be a lead. We can send an email to any address. We can send a phone to any phone number because they're tracked. So we point them at a phone number that you select. And what I've seen work quite well is a dedicated mobile phone with just this one email address on it and just this one phone number on it. And that number, if that rang or that phone pinged with an email, the people in there knew and they jumped on it. Another solution is one person nominated each day for just dealing with phone calls and emails and nothing else. And if they are doing something else, then they stop doing that immediately and jump on these calls. And I think I mentioned in another video the importance of getting back to email leads really, really quickly and answering phone leads really, really quickly. If you miss the call, phone them back as soon as possible, because the attention span of human beings is shocking. They will not wait for you to call back. If they are a new customer and they want to do business with you and you did not answer the phone or respond to them in a timely fashion, they will go somewhere else. They won't sit there and think, oh, I wish Dr. Sean would get back to me because I really liked his website. They don't care. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I know all this because I've done test calls and I've done test bookings, and I've done this for many orthodontists and other businesses as well. And it is quite amazing that these things, this is how I know these things aren't a priority. It's quite scary. But the one solution I did find that was really good, as well as these ones that I've outlined, these first three here, was a company that they had 5 offices. And I know that's not ideal, that's not what everyone has. There's lots of different size orthodontists across the US and Canada and the UK. But because they had 5 offices, they hired one person. And her job, she worked from home when working from home was not common. So this is before COVID. And her job was to answer all these phone calls because they were diverted. So they were diverted to one number, and she knew by the incoming number which practice it was from. And the same with the emails, and that was her job. And all she did was answer calls and respond to email inquiries. Their business shot up. Exceptionally good. But yes, so the point I'm trying to make is reception shouldn't be in charge of your financial future. Each phone call could be worth $4,000 or $5,000. Lifetime value could be worth $10,000, $15,000. These things should be dealt with instantly. Answer machines should not be on. Other people should not be doing other things or thinking that they'll call back. They won't. As I said, the sad thing is about attention spans is it's so short. If you don't answer the phone, they'll phone someone else. They're not going to sit there trying to get through to you if you're not answering the phone. Same with an email. If it's not replied to in an hour or two, the very latest, maybe end of that same business day, they will look elsewhere. It's not all doom and gloom. A lot of reception staff do a fantastic job. There are a lot of Kellys. There are very few Gails, which is great. I hope your practice is full of Kellys. Thanks for watching. Speak soon. Bye.